Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at the descent planning and the arrival into La Palma. This is the third video in this kind of mini series in the ATR, doing a full flight tutorial. So we are just about in, so we just reached our cruise altitude, just about, it's around flight level 110. And we're coming up on top of descent now. We've only got about 45 miles already until top of descent, so we need to start having a look at planning the arrival. So to do this, we're going to of course need some charts, and for this we're going to use ChartFox. I use ChartFox all the time as it's kind of like a free alternative to Navigraph, which I don't pay for. It's really good for people that are looking to get some charts without paying anything. So for our arrival, we're going to be on a RNAV for 36. Okay, so here is our chart that we're going to be using for the arrival. RMP Yankee for runway 36. Here we can see all the information we're going to need to input the arrival into our McDo. So the first thing we're going to look at is our elevation. We can see that up here on these kind of charts. So there's different kind of charts. I'm not going to do a full kind of chart tutorial. I'm going to show you the things we need in this aircraft. So we're going to need the elevation, which we can find up here, 108. We're going to need a frequency if we're doing an ILS, which we currently don't. There's no frequency for an RMP or an RNAV approach. We need to read the missed approach text, which is turn right, maximum speed of 185 knots, direct to Lima Alpha 440, turn right to Araco, climb into 4,500 to join the holding. So our current altitude is going to be 4,500, and we'll set that as we are on final. Next thing we need to know is our kind of intercept altitude, which looks to be about 2,300 feet, possibly 2,400. But it looks like our descent starts at 2,300, and we have that little section there. So 2,300 is going to be our intercept altitude. And we also need our decision height. So we can see that down here. Decision height is going to be 1790 as a barrow pressure, or MDA, as it's shown in the ATR. Okay, so back in the aircraft now. First thing we need to set is our landing elevation. So we go down here, cabin pressure, select manual, and we'll set 100 for a landing elevation of 108. Okay, the next thing we need to do is set our minimums, and that's going to be 1790. So you can go and set that over here. We can go to MDA and scroll until we get 1790 here on the right hand side. There we go. Okay, now that's done, you're going to see DH and MDA are flashing. That's fine. That's to show you've got something set, I believe. If anyone thinks different or knows different, please do let me know in the comments. Guys, for anything I'm doing here, let me know if I'm doing anything wrong or anything I can improve on, really, on this. It is still a really new aircraft, so we do need to kind of help each other out with this. So, also while we're in cruise, something I forgot to mention is the power management. You can then set that to the cruise setting. Fairly self-explanatory. It gives us the engine power needed for cruise. It doesn't kind of overstress the engine for the power we'd need in takeoff or climb. Okay, so that's about it. You can also have a look at the taxi chart if you need it. But really, when you're offline, not on VATSIM or anything, it's the only really chart you need is the approach chart. It also looks like we have a DME frequency, which I missed, which we'll put in 113, 0.2. So we'll set that. So we'll go to nav 113. So we'll click on that, and it was 113.2. 113.2. Enter that, and we can transfer that into there. And now if we go to ILS, it should give us possibly DME, which should show up. If we want to see that, we can go down here and we can click BRG1 and BRG2. It should come up there, and hopefully when we get a bit closer, you should see a distance come up there as well, which should give us DME. Also in the cruise, if it's a fairly long flight, this one really isn't, so I haven't really bothered. But you can turn off the no device sign and the no seatbelt sign. Also, something else I forgot was above 10,000, you should also bring off landing lights, bring off the logo lights and the taxi and takeoffs there. Okay, so we're reaching on top of descent now, so we're going to make sure VNAV is on. Okay, it's saying pitch hold at the moment. We'll decrease our altitude there, and we'll select at the moment our altitude that we're going to be for the intercept, which is going to be 2,400. Looking at the chart, and then if we select VNav again, it's going to go VNav path, and it's then going to follow that. It's a little bit jolty at the moment with this autopilot. It needs to have a little fix there. As you can see, it follows that kind of VNav path there. Okay, so going back below 10,000, if you brought off the seatbelt signs, no device signs, they now need to go back on. For us, they've stayed on the whole time. Oh, also something I forgot to do was the pro peats as well. Okay, we had a warning there, apparently go off, which could either be a speed warning or an autopilot warning. And it seems like they're both still good. So speed's not too low. That's a warning that comes up when speed's too low. And autopilot as well is still on, so I'm not really sure what that warning was about. Okay, I need to reselect LNAV, it looks like. And we need to do, that's why that went off. We need to do a heading. So let's sync that heading if it's not already, which it is. I'll go heading mode. Heading select there. And now we need to kind of vector ourselves onto the approach. So we'll give ourselves a slight left turn. Just kind of keep ourselves just away from the end, then we'll turn ourselves in towards the approach, or towards final at the end. Okay, so also we need to set our QNH at the destination, which we'll set in a second, and transition altitude of 5,000 feet. We'll set that, and we can see our speed that we're going to have is 109. We can select the approach speed, I think that is, or the approach kind of mode in the Muk2. We'll turn ourselves a bit towards the final now. We'll go heading 270. Normally, if you're on a network like VATSIM or iVal, you'll be vectored here instead of you having to do it yourself, unless you're on Unicom. We'll decrease vertical speed a bit. Okay, looks like we have a distance coming up now on the VOR1. I'm not sure if that's the right distance or not. It doesn't really look like it could be 37 miles. It could be. It doesn't look like it at the moment, though. We'll see what that's looking like when we get on final. Also, just a quick disclaimer, I actually haven't done an RNAV approach yet in the ATR, so I'm not even sure if I'm doing this right, so do let me know if I'm doing something wrong in the comments. Okay, so pressing B on our keyboards, you can see standard pressure there is 1019, so we'll go ahead and set that in the Muk2, 1019. Set that in there, just so it kind of knows what we're doing. Also then turn ourselves towards final, go 330, and then we'll select approach mode and see if that does anything. Okay, it's looking like that frequency isn't quite right. We're definitely not 35 miles away. Okay, as you can see, it's getting a bit turbulent here now. Okay, we'll go ahead and put in a direct to wrecker, and just see if that kind of helps us there to get on our RNAV. Looks like we now have a kind of makeshift glide slope coming up as well, which I believe should be happening as to show the RNAV there. Doesn't seem to be working quite right though. Okay, I'll set approach mode there. We've got localizer set in the green. That should kind of turn us on there. That should now be turning us on to the localizer. Start to decrease our speed and we'll go flaps to 15. See if we can see the runway as well. I've got it in sight over there. Yeah, RNAV doesn't seem to be working quite right in this aircraft at the moment. Could be something I've done. It seems to be glitching out a little bit. Okay, I'll also set flaps to 30. And we'll set our speed here. What the arrival speed is. And I'll just go and check what that is in the MCDU again. Go performance, it's 109, so we'll set that in the speed. Got a warning there that our speed's too low. So we'll set 109 there and we'll increase our speed there. Okay, remember on the approach we have no auto throttle at all. You need to be managing the speed yourself. Set approach mode there, we'll set ILS 1. I think that's how this works. And there we go, we go back to FM1. We can see what I'm guessing is the RNAV bit there. Possibly that could just be taking us down like that, and that's something slightly different. Seems to be taking us down nicely though, so I'm going to assume it's doing the right thing. Again, I've only done the ILSs so far, so I'm not really sure if I've done the RMP approach correctly. Okay, something else we can't forget is our gear, so I'll bring gear down now. If your speed is too high, your gear won't come down. I can't remember exactly what the speed is, but if your gear is above a certain speed, then your gear won't extend. Also now bring off the autopilot, and we'll fly this in manually. We do look a little bit low here, so I'm not sure if the autopilot's done something a bit different. Not sure if it's done it quite right there. I'm going to do a visual approach from here. Looks like this isn't quite right, so I've probably set something up wrong or done something wrong with the RNAV approach. So if anyone here knows more about RNAV approaches than I do, please do let me know in the comments how to fix it. It could help me and other people out at the same time. For now, we're just going to do a visual approach into here using the PAPIs. Okay, also need to bring on landing lights and the logo lights as well. Okay, so you're running to be idle in this aircraft. I've found between about 20 and 10 feet to land. And I normally begin the flare between 30 and 20 feet as well. Okay, there we go. Bring out reversers. Slight scenery bug here with the lights. And bring the brakes on and we'll vacate here. Trying to stop on the runway. Get a little takeoff config there. Increase the speed a bit too much. Increase the throttle, sorry, a bit too much. There we go, we made it onto the ground at La Palma. So you can see our flight time there, about 30 minutes. Not too bad. Most of the routes I've found in this aircraft are between kind of around 20 to an hour. Once you're vacated now, we can bring up the flaps. Probably going to get a few warnings. Also bring the transponder to standby. And turn off landing lights, leave taxi lights on, turn off the strobes. And now we can just taxi. So we can also set the map back now as well if you want. And you can see the airport a little bit easier there. Kind of see where we're going a bit more. Let's just take this stand here on our left. Quite easy to oversteer in this aircraft. Okay, as we're coming in now, I'm going to set the condition levers to feather. We're going to get a few warnings come up. We can silence that. And we'll stop about there. Okay, so the nose has gone a bit past where I wanted to go. I want to kind of stop there. That's alright. We'll bring the gust lock down. Engine 1 fuel lever can go to off. And then we'll bring the prop brake on for the number 2 engine. As you'll see, both engines will stop. Okay, and then we can monitor this engine until it gets to 0 here. Completely 0, and that means it stops spinning. And then we can bring the beacon off, telling the ground crew that it's now safe for them to come towards the aircraft. Bring off all the other lights as well, and this is night time. Go to aircraft, select ground power and wheel chocks. We can get them on. Now wheel chocks are on, we can get rid of the parking brake. And turn on external power on both. And then we can shut down engine 2. So we go to the fuel condition, set it to off. Just monitor that until it gets to 0 on the TQ percentage. And once it's got to 0, then go back up to the overhead, and we'll turn off the prop brake, and the propeller will just spin for a second there, and then stop. Okay, now we'll also turn off the fuel pumps. We don't need them on anymore for the engines. Turn off the DC gens and the ATW gens, along with the hydraulic pumps and the oxygen supply as well, as we're now on the ground. We'll also get the tail prop out, open the main door, cargo door, and the service door. And now the tail prop is out, we can turn off the seatbelt signs and device signs and get rid of the emergency exit signs as well. So there we go, that is an entire flight completed in the ATR72 or 42 in msfs. So thank you for watching this kind of mini series I've done here. Hopefully you have enjoyed and you've learned something new about the ATR. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to correct me on, do feel free to put it down in the comments. And if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all again very shortly. Bye bye.